All right, Bula World, Bula Fiji. This is Fred from Fiji coming to you live from the beaches of Wailoaloa. Black sand, interpreted in English. So guys, I'd like to just to bring up a topic or a subject that's been close to my heart, say, for the last 10 years. And I hope you guys find good value in it, or at least gives you something to think about, because this is a subject that has been in the forefront of my mind over the last 10 years, and I only took the guts to do something about it 4 years ago. And the subject today is, or this evening, is why I do not recommend relying on one source of income, whether it be a job or your pension. That question is such a, how do you say it, a double-edged sword, you know, because it's so true as what we've just gone through. You know, most of us have lost our jobs in most industries, and of course we find ourselves, you know, asking questions like this. And I don't mind asking questions like this because it's something that's affecting a lot of us. I'll repeat the question again: why I do not recommend relying on only one source of income, whether it be a job or your pension. Back in my last job, I was there for nearly 10 years, and you know, we'd always advise our guests to, you know, try and put in place a insurance plan with regards to your holidays, to free up any sort of money that they had to take care of other important things, because you know, holidays were also important to them. And so as we used to, you know, speak to our clients about that, it really got me thinking about our future, my family's future. And with alarming statistics like, you know, 60,000 people are going to retire over the next few years from our FNPF and are not going to receive a single cent. Or over 130,000 people are going to retire soon, and they don't have, or they have less than $10,000 in their FNPF or their superannuation. And so I'd just like to, you know, share with us a couple of ideas in terms of what if we lost our job. And that's such a common thing, you know, especially now where a lot of us have lost our jobs. There are those that still have jobs, and we can only hope that, you know, we all kind of ask these questions, you know, of ourselves and of each other to kind of safeguard ourselves against what could possibly happen in the future. This is a great lesson for all of us. Another question I have for us is, what if you want to try something new? Considering the types of jobs we had and how this global health crisis has exposed a lot of the business models, and of course our jobs, I think it's also wise for us to start investigating, you know, something new, or a new job, or a new position, or even in a new industry. It's really worth, you know, it's really worth checking out. And there are many, many industries right now that are even still functioning here in our communities. You know, we see bits and pieces of construction going on and so forth. Because I'm sure there's less pressure when you have multiple income sources. You know, that, you know, having something like that really alleviates a lot of the pressures, because, you know, a lot of us depend on money. I mean, it certainly ranks up there with oxygen. You know, it's not the answer for everything, but it certainly ranks up there. And of course, more income means achieving your financial goals a lot faster. And that's the key, guys, is to be able to, plan out our financial goals and see where we want to get to and start putting some action plans towards making that happen. Because, it's also not our fault, because we are all kind of brought up in a system where they kind of purposely keep these sorts of information from us, or it's not promoted enough. However, now that this has all come to the fore, I think it's in our best to start asking these questions, because the answers are available now. And so I definitely recommend that, like all of us, start putting our heads together and start making a considered effort to find solutions for our future, really. So in closing, I'd just like to mention six ways to create multiple sources of income going forward. And it may or may not apply to you, and it may apply in various levels. So the first one I'd like to recommend is rent a room in your home. You guys heard of Airbnb? There's a lady that lives right beside me, and she has been having consistent guests have been coming through on Airbnb. I also noticed that being down here on the beach, that there's only one establishment that's still open, and that's this one here, the Smugglers. So there are, and I can see that there are guests still around. So you have these, like little bits and pieces that are going on. And if you've established your name already, as she has done, she's still getting guests coming through, So it's really something worth having a look at, Airbnb. The second point is to create a niche website. I'm not too familiar, with websites, or in terms of, the products. I can only think of like maybe it's offering products and services that are still essential in times like this. And of course, finding products and services that are still valuable and that people would still need in times like this. The third point is, of course, is to create web-based products like ebooks, sales courses, and things of that nature. Guys, in Fiji, one thing I notice as well, compared to the other countries, is we have a very high literacy rate. We have a lot of very smart people, a lot of very capable people. And this is the one time for those smart guys, to start putting together some, creating some products and some services that they can sell or they can market online, because there are lots of products and services that are still being moved through the online platform. The fifth one, of course, is to invest in dividend and stocks, or dividend stocks. A lot of my friends I've been talking to over the last few days have already been doing stuff like this, so kudos to you guys. It's really good to look into, but obviously take some risk, but it's educated risk. So you just got to make sure that you educate yourself very well with these sort of ventures. The sixth one, of course, is real estate. Now that requires a little bit of capital, but just like, you got to start somewhere. And real estate, or being a landlord, I always talk about auntie that lives down the road that's, making 50 cents for every 50 cents. Hi guys, I'll do a shout out as soon as I'm done. Thanks for hopping on. But, we've got Biney down the road. She owns 7 flats, and they're averaging about $500. So she's collecting $3,500. And and of course she started way back. So if you're going to invest in real estate, it is a long-term investment, and of course it requires some capital, but there are many ways on how you can leverage that capital off the bank. And of course, lastly, is to create a side hustle, a little side business right from home, in various forms, using various products. And hey guys, I thought I'd just leave you with that this afternoon, down here in beautiful Wailolo Bay. You know, mind you, this place, this bay used to be the breadbasket of the Nandi, the Nandi people, all the way from Vunda, all the way down to Sonesali. And, ever since, like tourism has come in, it's obviously changed the whole lifestyle of, of the local people. But just like that, guys, it's, time to adapt, time to think outside the box. And with those few words, guys, I'd like to thank you so much for hopping on here. Melly, Bulla Bro, Ryan, thanks for jumping on. Sai, I just want to be happy. Peter, Bulla from Lotoka. Simei, Bulla Bro. Sandra Louis, all the way from Canada. How are you, Sandra? Bulla Vinaka Karua. Avitesh, how are you, brother? And Charles, Bulla Bro. And for those of you guys that come across the replay, hope this adds value to your evening. Hope it stirs some questions within you. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. And I'll see you in the next videos. Vinaka, thank you and goodbye.